My name is Ralph Mayo. I'm the superintendent of schools, well, the interim superintendent of schools in Greenwich, Connecticut, and happy to be here with you to answer your questions.
Tell me a little about yourself before you became superintendent.
Okay, so this is my 42nd year working for the Greenwich Public Schools. I started out at Greenwich High School. I was an English teacher. I was an administrator for special education. I was a housemaster at Clark House. And then I became the principal at Eastern Middle School. And then from Eastern Middle School, I arrived here at the central office. So that's a quick synopsis of what I've been doing for the last 42 years.
What is your role as superintendent?
Well, the superintendent plays many roles. It's a hard job to describe in a few short sentences, but the superintendent is overall in charge of the educational program, the safety, the teachers of the district. So there's 9,000 students, there's 1,300 employees. So the superintendent is pretty much in charge of all of those people and all of those children and making sure that they're safe and they're getting a great education.
Why is education significant to you?
Well, education's been my entire life, and it's significant to me because it really makes a difference in people's lives. It's very impactful. It changes people's lives, and I've seen that happen up close and personal as both a teacher and as an administrator. So, without education, you're not gonna get very far. And it also, let's not forget, this country is based on a democratic promise, and if people are not educated, then how are they going to know what to vote for, how to vote, that whole thing? So, if we don't educate people, we're going to lose our democracy.
I agree with that. Why did you become superintendent?
Because I have a passion for education, but also I love my town, and I needed to step in and help out, and this was probably the best way I could do that.
Are there any teachers not in support of inclusive classes?
That's a great question. If I knew the answer to that question, I would be moving those teachers out of our district. Every teacher, whoever they are, wherever they teach, if a student's in front of them, that's their kid. So you take the kid from where they are and move them forward. So wherever you are on the continuum, we're looking for growth. And not just a little bit of growth, we're looking for a lot of growth. The teachers have to accept that who's ever placed in their classroom is their kid, and they own that child, and they have to make sure that that child achieves the maximum amount of growth they can in a school year. And that is not always an easy task, not having the student achieve growth, but making sure that the teachers accept the fact that if they're on your roster, then that child belongs to you and you're responsible for their growth. Not the special education teacher, not the ESL teacher. It's up to you. Those people will give you support, but mainly that's your job. And that's when it becomes tricky, because that takes a great deal of training. And we give our teachers a great deal of training. So.
Actually, I have a question not on here. Do any students who do have special needs are in AP classes?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, kids with special needs are on the continuum of classes. You went to Greenwich High School. You know the number of classes we offer. You know the range of classes we offer. They're in all levels, all classes. I had 4 children that went to Greenwich High School. 3 of them were labeled as learning disabled. All 3 of them graduated from Greenwich High School. All 3 of them have a college degree. 2 of them have a master's degree. So one of them is a nurse over at Greenwich Hospital, ER nurse. One of them is a teacher at Greenwich High School. So our kids with special needs do succeed. They do very well. School's a hard place for students that have learning issues. But if you get the right teachers And if you can make a big difference in their lives.
How can the school system further improve to better suit the needs of special needs students?
That's one of the things that I always talk about. I always talk about the need for us to improve, no matter what the area is. So in this particular area, again, the more professional learning that the regular education teachers have about students with disabilities, the better they'll be able to serve them in the regular education classroom. Because we want our kids to be in the regular education classroom. We don't want them in some kind of a self-contained program or anything like that. And we don't have a lot of that in Greenwich. Most of our kids are kids with special needs. Almost 80 to 85% of them are with their peers most of the day.
What can parents do at home to help encourage their children to excel in their classes currently so that they could attend college or trade school and still do well?
Well, parents have to work with the district. That's the key. When we come together as an IEP team, especially, the parents are part of the team. We have the parents, we have the special ed teacher, we have the regular ed teacher, we have the someone from PPS, whether it's the guidance counselor or social worker or psychologist, and we have someone that represents the district at those meetings. And if we work together well as a team and put together a great plan, that's what parents can do. And also, supporting their child when they come home, like any other parent. Sitting down, making sure the student is getting their work done, and if they're having difficulty with something, making sure that the child, not the parent, advocates for themselves when they go back to school the next day, and helping them advocate for it. So one of the strategies I always give parents is, I say, listen, if your child's nervous about approaching the teacher, call the guidance counselor. Guidance counselor will meet with the student and either do it for them or give them the words to approach their teacher with. Because it's hard as a 12-year-old to go up to your teacher and say, listen, I'm having problems. And it's not hard for all kids, but it's hard for some kids to do that. So we try and script it so that they can do it themselves, because that's what they're going to have to do when they go to Greenwich High School, when they go out to college. No one's going to be, and especially in college, no one's going to be asking them. They have to self-identify.
Is there anything else that we haven't talked about so far that you want to mention?
Yeah, in Greenwich, we're very lucky. We have an amazing preschool program. It's probably one of the best programs that we have going. So we've got the whole continuum from birth to 3 to 19 to 21 or 18 to 21. So we are providing services for students from, as I said, from birth to 21. And for the most part, our students are highly successful when they leave our school district and move on to, like you said, any type of secondary education. And so we're very proud of that. We do have an excellent special education director who is always looking for innovative practices to help kids, and also is always trying to engage the community so they can understand what exactly is going on in the district to support their children.